Alright, here we go. We got our final LUTI set between Seafoam and Heller. And I do mean finally. This took a while. We got the machine double splash coming out. That's the closest to meta I have ever seen Seafoam go. We go ink blot zones in the first game. We got Jay on the slosher. Haven't seen him on that in a while, but I know he used to play that. We got stock on the T-Tech, and we got Splash-O-Matic from Crops. Charger battle between Wave and Barry should be pretty interesting here. It looks like Seafoam's going to try to open up on the left side with an aggressive crab to try to take space. The crab goes down, but the machine's able to trade it out, and we're at a pretty even game here. But the leader going down there is going to put in a bit of an awkward situation, but no, Shadow's actually able to win that. It's a pretty disadvantageous 1v1 that he was in, but just able to do a good job there. I have no idea if Wave fell or did not fell, but he jumped out anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And Seafoam's going to gain control of the zone first. Do see Stock looking for a quick retake, trying to pressure around this right side. Crops helping him out with some burst bumps. First kill on the Shadow, find another kill on the Max, and that's a good start for them. Splash on the right, taking a good fight, gets another kill, has the crab ready. He's got to be careful here. The other Splash is going to try to force the crab. They do. This crab's going to need to find a kill. No, the other Splash jumps out. Really smart there. Going to have their own crab set up in a good position. They probably want to try to use it on top mid. Yep, there it is. Going to be able to damage the machine, but actually doesn't find the kill. And Barry somehow headshots him from the low ground. That is a very difficult angle for Charger to hit, but Barry able to do it. Max and Madness able to clean up a kill. And the Booyah Bomb on the top goes off. They're just going to opt to stall it there. No one really able to shred him, so they're going to burn a free 9 seconds of the clock and find a kill onto the Tenatech. That's one of those 2 triple ink strikes down. And this is already looking really bad for Heller, who's going to have to try to hold. Here comes the Crab Tank to apply a bit of pressure, able to find one. And the Tri-Strikes are going to come out, but there's no one really ready to push there. With the E-Leader, they only have 2 front lines, and one of them's busy throwing strikes there. It's just going to be way too little things to be able to walk in. Leader's going to try to throw a Wave Breaker. Max runs in for the E-Leader, but Wave able to back up in the nick of time, stay alive. Another player goes down on Seafoam, and this should be the retake for them. Crab gets mitigated, and Heller going to opt to use a very early crab of their own. They only have one, and they want to use it for the stagger here to try to keep the other team down. That kill on a Max might just make it worth it here. T-Tech finds another kill with a bomb too. That could be really devastating. Luckily, Shadow should be able to have his crab, and will just have to be the person who uses crab first. We're going to see Jay or Stock, can't tell which, going to be hiding on this right side trying to find a kill. It's going to be Jay. Gets forced out by the machine, but the machine gets traded by a Wave on the high ground. Seafoam trying to push in slowly. Madness gets a crucial fight when he got dropped on by the T-Tech, but actually managed to win it. You see the other T-Tech go down, manages to trade with the crab user. Seafoam has the paint advantage, but it's not by much. Neither team really has a lot of paint in general. So flipping the zone is going to be a bit of a challenge, and that's going to drag out this fight. Luckily, right before the Tri-Strikes land, the zone manages to be flipped. Max going to be trying to fight the other Bucket. Bucket going to be playing patient and let Props come in, help him with the fight, and get some kills to set up there. And it's just Barry being ran at on their plat. They'll be fine. They'll be able to stay alive. They're actually already pretty close to that Wave Breaker. They'll be able to use it earlier than expected. We'll also be seeing a Crab Tank coming out. You want to try to get it as far ahead as possible. That E-Leader is on the low ground, giving up top mid. They know that the Crab's just going to keep them out of mid anyway, so why not just play a more weird angle where we can maybe have stuff happen. One Crab comes out, second Crab comes out. Max able to find a kill on the Sharker, and that's going to isolate this player on the right side. They were looking to pair with the Bucket, but now they're by themselves. Luckily, it seems like they're managing to hold their own for a bit, but no, eventually going down. Stock trying to save things by going on top mid, but they go down. And Barry going to get a nice kill to set up his team. Got to be careful for Wave there, but manages to stay alive. Charger's going to be staring at each other for a bit. And Wave's playing a lot of unique angles this game to try to find a pick, and it worked. Able to surprise Barry. Nice Charger positioning from him. Ooh, drop from the crab is a little early, but the machine isn't able to pick it off. This Splash needs to jump out right now. They do. And this is going to get a bit dicey here. There's not much time left on the penalty. And so while Seafoam does definitely have time to push it, they got to be careful, and they got to do it quickly if they don't want to lose that lead. Here comes the first crab, but the crab gets killed. Tri-Strikes on their plat going off simultaneously, but Barry's able to find a pick. This makes things a lot more possible. They're probably going to lose the lead, but that's okay. When Max goes down, that's going to be a lot more difficult. The crab's not able to find anything, and in fact, the zone hasn't even been contested. They need to paint it. They're contesting it, but now there's a bucket behind them. Shadow gets a crucial fight win. The bucket goes down. The penalty still relatively low for Heller as well, though, so this game is far from over, and one of the splashes has a crab tank. The other one goes down, though. We're going to have to pop this crab right now and try to apply enough pressure to hold. The T-Tech's coming up onto the crab tank. Gets sniped, though. Goes down, but Max also goes down. We're in a 3v3 situation here. Barry is desperately trying to paint the zone. They're running low on time. One of the members of Seafoam goes down, and they're not going to be able to paint it. Barry finds a pick, but it's too little too late. As Seafoam's gonna Seafoam's gonna go down game 1. That was a very close match. Main thing is Seafoam was not able to get the control to hold on to the middle of the map for long enough. And someone else is now finally here. Alright, Zero, say hi to chat.
Hello.
You are late.
Listen.
It's okay, they were also late. There was a bunch of there was some IGN shenanigans and 5 people in the room, so you know. You only missed 1 match.
I was watching it. I saw...
And where were you?
I came back and the game started, so I couldn't join in. So I was like, alright, let me make coffee really quick.
Okay.
And I'll have a voice.
He had to get his coffee. Yeah, Zero's here to cast this out. We're going to be moving on to Clam Blitz on Museum. What team do you think has the advantage here?
Honestly, this can go both ways, since considering they both have a charger. And this map is very big for both, but... I think whoever outskills the other in charger play will win. But I'm going to put my money on Heller for this game. My money will go to Heller.
You really think it's the charger favored map here? So many approach options, especially on Clam Blitz. It is still very open, but obviously there's a lot of ways to approach that plat here, especially with the block, because this is the Clam Blitz variant. So it's the only one with a remnant of that Splatoon 1 flank remaining.
That is true. I feel like though with charger, you can just sit on the top right or left when they come in, and you can just anchor that, and they get locked out. Because if you have your teammates constantly if they don't die, and you constantly keep the control with map and getting specials, it's really hard to get in.
Yeah, that is true here. We'll have to see. This is a map that I think allows for a lot of different playstyles, and I do think Seafoam and Heller are very different ways of approaching the game. And we'll have to see how these collide with each other when we get to the next match. I don't think we're going to see too many comps changes. I kind of like the Bucket E-Leader. It doesn't really have a lot of paint control, but now that we're off zones, it should be a lot better, and that's just kind of like the main weapon I've seen Jay playing for a while. I know for a while he just only played Bucket, and so it feels like something he's probably very comfortable with.
I agree. I also want to see some sharks coming out from Shadow and Madness, because I know they've been messing around with like comps, and I've seen Shadow play dualies, and I've seen him play, I believe, a mixture of other things, but it's been back and forth, so I'm interested to see how they play, especially on this map.
Yeah, and here we go. As we load into the first game, we will have to see. We see the same comp coming out from Heller. Seafoam going to be swapping over to that splatter shot. Madness has been the main person trying to push the normal splatter shot from play I've seen recently. It's a weapon that we really haven't seen too much. The special is very difficult to get value out of, but I know Seafoam really does believe in its ability to counter Crab and the main weapons match up against it. So we'll have to see if that comes in handy.
Right now, everyone waiting to get special. Zuka on the side of Seafoam. Crab goes out on Heller. One goes down. Ooh.
And that's a lot down early. That just leaves Jay defending, and they're already going to have to back off here as the Splasher Machine retake plat. They do have those tri-strikes, which are exceptionally good at dealing with the spinner. Not actually going to throw any at the Booyah Bomb, but the swap up going to be able to clean it up, and they might be able to hold here. Seafoam going to invest the Wave Breaker. They're going to try to win this fight, even with the player down. And the Splash is going to be able to walk in and score, even though they go down afterward.
Sacrifice, and having so much control in mid too, it's going to give them opportunity, but two go down on Seafoam and already getting so much control on Heller. You're going to probably take mid. I honestly think if they have the capability of getting another one down, they're going to get a big push going.
Yeah, for sure. You do see the Charger setup. Here comes the first set of triple link strikes, trying to separate Max from his team, but Max playing this very patiently, and his team is able to come in time to win that fight. Really good job from them. The Splash is going to be able to force the Crab. I don't think that was a good play. They are at least able to pick the Crab and delay the enemy from using theirs, but that's still a special that had to be used just to clean up a player in a 1v3. I'm not sure if I like that play. Barry going to set up on top mid here. The enemy team not peeking him at all. You can see the enemy Eater on the top left with that clear glass going to try to look for him, but that sign's going to provide some cover. So the Eater's not going to be able to interact with each other too much here. It's mostly going to be about the other players.
They just have so much control right now. Seafoam is just keeping their ground and creating so much space for Madness and the others to just get in. And keeping Heller just locked out. Charger goes down though, which is a big pick because there's nothing to anchor in mid. Except for the crab coming in.
The bucket's really low on the right side, but Max is opting to fight to the left side. The team's a little split in the targets they're choosing, but at least one of them might be able to get out.
And now Heller taking a lot of space, but does get punished by, I believe, Barry. And Shadow stuck in a corner dies. Good play from Jay.
Yeah, Shadow managed to stay alive for a long time, though. If he went down earlier, they definitely would have already been in the enemy plat. But because he was able to stall for so long, they were able to trade enough fights to be okay. Football being tossed backward as the fight happens in mid. We see the tri-strike coming out.
One goes down on Heller. Shot goes down on Heller, so doubling strike is not in use. And one also Madness goes down too, so no strike. Zuka.
Yeah, we do see Wave trying to help out on the right side. We'll be able to help shred that booyah bomb. That's a lot of players on it, but it's still a trade. That's not quite good enough here. Both teams are trying to set up.
Spot.
Ooh, Shadow really needs to get something out of this
three down. Ooh, Barry gets a trade for him. That's important.
Yeah, nice kill from Barry, and he's going to be able to just control the sight lines. Both E-leaders using their wave breaker to try to push ahead of the spinner. Both thinking the same thing at the same time, but ooh,
I just struck him up. He gets a good pick, dies, but that's still crucial because now their ball is down and they have no anchor for charges.
Yeah, that's going to lead to the bucket having to grab the football, waste a little bit of time. Someone has to jump in and grab it all before they can actually push. The bucket might actually have to go back for it. I don't think it'll stay alive in time. I think they expected the teammate to be able to come back faster, and that's just lost too much time. The crab tank is already here. Ooh, but Wave shuts it down immediately. And
Two go down on the side of Seafoam. Can he get three? Three down. This is going to be a big push.
And that's the kill they needed. That other E-leader. Oh, they'll win the fight, but I don't think they can get that football. Even with that kill, I just don't see anyone who could risk going onto the platform, so that's still going to be the power clamp done. And neither team has any objective. This has been a very low-scoring game. A lot of setups for the push, but not really finding a way to follow them through to completion.
Heller's still holding so much control, too. That's going to be big. If they could get a bunch of clams in now, this is going to be their push. Two go down, and strikes are coming out as well. They just need one clam.
They've used all their tri-strikes, but nobody has any clams on the side of Heller. This is like a threat of the push, but the things you need to actually push just aren't there. They have to go back to get them, so it's kind of, as good as that fight win was, it was kind of pointless because there was no reward for it. And Seafoam's just going to regroup, and we're going to have to win the fight again.
Heller's still holding so much control right now and not giving Seafoam any space in mid. And two go... Oh wait, no, one only went down, not two. It wasn't a trade. Max went down and Strikes are coming down, so is Crab.
Their strike's a little wasted on the wave breaker there. I don't think we needed all three in the same location, and Seafoam can technically hold this. Oh, and that's a nice kill. In fact, Heller has to be careful here because they only have 16 seconds left. They have no pity clam. They have to make a ball. There we go. Secured overtime, but that bucket's in a bad situation.
Oh, Jay gets punished. This is going to be big on them.
It's a very scary overtime. One power clam and one normal clam is all they need for the lead to swap, but at the same time, there's very little time. Here comes the tri-strikes from Stock to try to open things up, but there's not much of a follow-up. The tri-Zuka gets sniped! Shadow has that crab tank. They're going to have to keep the Eater out. That's the player that matters. The leader tosses the ball. Stock scores. They're going to be able to score the other clam.
That's the lead.
And that's going to be the lead at the very end. Very nice play to toss the power clam up. They knew they weren't going to be able to make it, but if they died and Stock only scored one, it wouldn't have been enough either. That was the only correct play to win that game, and they did it right in the nick of time.
I don't know if there was an intention of this, but I believe Wave threw not only the wave breaker, but the ball to go as a distraction, because two people were distracted on him, and Stock came around and killed the other two, which gave him both pities on the map, and gave him that win. That was an insane clutch from Heller. And this puts him up in the lead 2-0. This is going to be big. How will Seafoam react and retaliate from this?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good play from them.
And as you can tell, too, the Chargers just held down their plat every single time. And it's just a matter of who controls more and who can kill each other more. Because honestly, Barry got really good picks, but he would die to the Charger, which gave them so much control in mid. And it was really hard for Seafoam to actually come back and take space in mid. They only had their plat and left side of like the left drop. That was literally it. And from there, it just went back and forth in fights.
Yeah, we're going to be opening up on the next map, Tower Hagglefish Market. What do you think of this map?
Honestly, thinking about the comps, I feel like Seafoam might take this map. Because Barry Madness could combo well. Both of them have familiar comps, but I started to think that with a machine on tower and having Madness on Zuka, this might favor them more. Unless Stock runs a Zuka, but we will see.
Yeah, I do think that this is one of the better Zuka maps in the game, and that's really the main advantage, or like trade-off at least, that Seafoam has by comparison. If
Agreed,
they
yeah.
are able to get value off of the Zuka, that's kind of the thing that separates their comps. You know, both have like one of the two buckets, both have Charger, both are doing like two shooters, or shooter dually. It's not going to be too different here. We'll have to see if there's any interesting counter picks coming out here.
Yeah, I honestly think as a shot player myself, I honestly think that if you play in a proper way with Zuka and constantly use that lottery ticket with it, you can honestly always get one and hold so much control with that as well. So let's see how Madness plays, but there's no Zuka coming out from stock already.
We do see a small comp change. It looks like Jay is going to be going for the sloshing machine instead of the normal slosher. Obviously, tower control is probably one of the best modes in the game for machines, so it makes a lot of sense here. The crab tank being used early, but with Madness down, there's not going to be a follow from it. Barry goes down. It looks like an early flank off screen got a lot of kills there, and that's going to be an early setup for Heller. They're going to look to push in and punish Madness for going too quickly. Yeah, at this point, your checkpoint 1 is going to be lost. No point trying to defend it. You need to clear this plat area, so that way you can stop the tower before it gets through the second checkpoint. But not a whole lot of resources being used on Jay and the others. You can't really drop onto this right side. There's going to be too many specials and players up here. And Wave's just going to ride that tower safely, try to get some space.
Crab's
going to be used. Oh, and that's the Zuka. Snipes the crab user.
They get the check, though, so this is going to be crucial.
Yeah, Wave's gonna go down. That's a push to 22, but Hagglefish is a map where pushes can go so far, so fast. It's a very, very snowball-heavy map, so it's not the end of the world by any means. And Seafoam, with an immediate wipeout, is gonna be in a good position to be able to try to push past that first checkpoint.
That was a really strong push coming out from Heller. I don't know who the flank was. It was either Stock or I believe Jay, I'm not sure, but that was
doesn't find anything. They kind of needed a pick there. They're gonna Bria, but I think it's a little too close. Oh, that does trade though. Trading with the splash, almost always worth it to get rid of the splash. You know, get rid of the crab tank threat. And Madness has just somehow snuck past like everyone on their team onto their plat, gonna find a kill on the Crops, who's jumping a tiny distance from his spawn. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but Madness is now set up with the perfect Zuka, and here it comes. Gonna be pressuring people out of the spawn armor.
Charter goes down. This is gonna be their ticket from getting the lead.
Ooh, but they lose the top right side of the map. The Zuka doesn't find anything.
Down. No.
Max able to get a cleanup kill, but it's just not gonna be enough to keep the push going. They, at the very least, knocked out one of the checkpoints. They don't have to deal with it anymore. So that's at least something.
I honestly think now it's just gonna be the battle of control. Who's gonna be able to control each side of their plat, and who's gonna choke or honestly make one mistake. After all, one mistake or two can take the whole game and shift it to another. Because right now they're pushing up, and two go down on both sides. Oh, 3 down now on Heller.
Yeah, Machine trying to hold on here. Gonna play under this ledge, try to use the terrain to stall the tower for as much as possible. Finds a hit on the splash before going down, but that damage is gonna be enough for a teammate to combo off of and get the kill before they go down. And Max is going to have to invest the Bria bomb. He gets shredded and doesn't find the kill with it, and Seafoam is still unable to get the tower out of the middle of the map.
Very good plays coming out from Heller, trading left and right. It's a team deathmatch at this point. It starts to come out from Heller.
That's exactly the type of game Heller likes to play, though. That's where their team does best. They're really good at fighting and pushing it together, and they're also the team with the lead. So they can afford to play like this. Seafoam, on the other hand, needs to get out of this team deathmatch and figure out a way to push the objective. Because they cannot afford to play that game for much longer. They're going to lose.
Right now, they're just playing Heller's game. And giving them the opportunity to play this way is going to be better for them because they're going to win more duels than Seafoam. And right now, it's happening again. Max goes down, and they're just pushing up constantly, taking so much control. 2 go down on the side of Heller. And they retreat. They don't keep pushing. They move back and just try to hold space as much as they can.
Yeah, the T-Tech wants to do two things. Hold an angle for the Eater, or at least hopefully hold an angle, and be able to safely use their tri-strikes. They're playing very patiently. They're debating right now, do we flank? Do we throw the tri-strikes in mid? How do we get this play off? And does Seafoam even realize he's there? Madness is painting around for him. But he sees him too late. That's a kill, and the tri-strike's going to be popped on the tower. This T-Tech needs to be taken down quickly. It's going to burn off too much time. Okay, they're able to get the T-Tech.
Gets punished, though, and now his teammates are coming back in. This is already a huge distraction on side of Heller.
Ooh, that's a good Booyah Bomb to separate the machine, and the splash forced them into a mid-fight, but they still have to win that mid-fight.
Max is just holding control right now, but retreating, hopefully trying to live. Dies to a bomb, that's unfortunate. 3 down on Seafoam. This is looking bad for them, and definitely going in Heller's favor right now.
Yeah, we do see the splatter shot and the splash backed off here, trying to get some paint control. On the left side of the map, the E-Leader in mid is going to try to apply some pressure.
There's all 4 specials on Heller, and right now only 1 on Seafoam. 2 now, but this is going to be big. And I think if all 4 come out... Wait, no, 1 comes out early and 1 goes down. Zuka comes out, gets a pick. Right now they just need to live.
Ooh, and they're going to try and touch tower, but oh boy, that Booyah Bomb got to shred it. That's big though, the Booyah's dead first, but then there's the tri-strikes! They're still able to touch tower through all of that, but it's just not going to be enough. It's too little too late, and unfortunately, Seafoam just struggled to get the push going. They did fine once they got there, but getting out of the middle of the map was the main hard part here.
Beautiful team coordination coming out from Heller. Especially at the end, they used a Booyah, he got shredded, but still stalled it out, and strikes come out too. Great plays, great individual fights, and great sharks, especially from Stock. Created so much like of a nuisance and being a distraction, forcing them to focus on him, and then his team getting the opportunity with that space to come back in and stall at the tower, which gave them so much of an opportunity to win that easily. Wow, Seafoam almost had it too. Oh my goodness, this map is worse.
Oh god, it's Mincemeat Metalworks Rainmaker. What can we say about this map mode combination in Splatoon 3 for the Nintendo Switch?
Team Deathmatch!
Also, Zero, I will set up a projector, because last time this was... the video share got laggy at one point, so just in case, let me...
Okay, go ahead. I still have both on. I have your stream and the thing, so either way, it's okay.
Discord is not letting me screen share. There we go. Okay.
Nice.
Everything there work?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Back to the game. Rainmaker, Mincemeat. Honestly, I want to hear from you. Who do you think is going to take this game?
I mean, in theory, the patient style of this map should heavily favor Seafoam, but at the same time, if Seafoam can get a good, if Heller can get a really good lead here, Seafoam has shown that they've really struggled to get out of mid, and, well, this is one of the hardest mids to get out of in the entire game. Yeah. And so if Heller can get an early lead or a breakaway to enough points, I think they might be able to get the win. But if Seafoam plays well, they should have the advantage in this map.
I honestly agree with you 100%. Especially the way Heller's playing right now. I think they have full confidence in themselves and constantly being ready to take duels left and right. So this is going to be very tricky, especially with Stock sharking constantly. Gonna definitely probably look out for him as well, out of the 4.
Yeah, and here we go, on to game number 4. Will Seafoam be able to make the comeback? We're seeing the switch to the vanilla slosher. Getting off the machine. I kind of like that pick, and we're seeing a change from Heller as well, going for the 52 from Stock. Very interesting. And also shows the bucket is not running Ninja Squid as well on either side. We're going fewer for the buckets. We have a very mirrored comp. Ooh, Wave able to find a very early kill here. Splash needs to stay alive to get off their crab tank, and they do, able to get 1 kill, but probably should have ball formed after to stay alive for a little bit longer.
That's going to be big on their part, and their crab's about to go out.
Oh, that was a very nice combo there. Gets the 90 hit and able to recognize that, get a burst bomb as soon as that 8-second duration runs out. Splash on the high ground, going to try to apply a bit of pressure, but going to be forced back, and so far it's just going to be a neutral fest, and that's what this map's going to be for a while. It's going to be very tricky for a team to get out of it. It looks like Wave had to use the Wave Breaker really far away, so it's not going to do too much. Seafoam finally has a crab to do things, but 2 of them go down immediately. And even though this is a strong crab map, this Eater has a lot of good spots to be able to fight crab on this stage as well, to make it very difficult. Tri-strikes coming out from Max. Really good play to be able to stall things. Able to find one pick onto Jay. And that Rainmaker is just absolutely dead. And this is the problem with doing a push like that on Mincemeat. If you push and go down, then you get out of mid, which is the main difficult part to move through. And it can lead to you being in a worse situation, even though you were the team moving forward. And to immediately go down on the side of Heller, that Tri-Strike is going to all but secure the checkpoint. And Max has already pushed up on this right side.
So much space. He's holding so much control, opening opportunities for them. Oh, he goes shut down, but one goes down. Can they get another?
Yeah, but by the time Max goes down, they have so many more people in front of him, in front of the Rainmaker, but they're not really going with it. I figured they should have just ran while they had the chance, but now it's going to be a bit difficult. I think they're just going to go for as many points as they can. Somehow they run past a 52 to 29. Not quite sure how that happened, but that's a good push. I did not expect that to go as well as it did. There's the wave breaker being thrown straight into mid to try to apply some pressure. And it looks like Heller is going to be able to retake now, but damage has definitely been done. And it was the opposite situation that I think they should have had to get a win condition, is when they get a good lead that they'll really be in their strength. But now they're going to have to be really aggressive to try to get this open. Both crab tanks being used on Seafoam. It's going to find a kill, but you know, it's a little bit overkill to use both crab tanks here. The Tri-Strike also being used solely for the Rainmaker shield. We're seeing a lot of wasted specials right now. Max able to... No, Max goes down, actually. Jay wins that bucket fight. And he has Tri-Strike again very soon. Stock's trying to put some pressure in mid, but goes down. The Tri-Strikes are going to go out, but there's no one really there to push off of them, and they're not going to find any stray kills this time around. Both E-leaders opting to play very passively. Barry doesn't really need to kill Wave here, just needs to keep Wave away from his teammates, and that's going to be a lot easier to do in this case, but Max gets picked again. Seafoam struggling to open up that right side of the map. Maybe try pushing through the left side could help. Wave goes down there. Very nice snipe through the whale and the crab. The two are down on the side of Seafoam.
Both sides. Both sides going down, and right now all Seafoam needs to do is play their constant defense, and if they consistently do this, they're going to hold so much control, because right now they have such a great push. And they know Heller needs to play fully aggressive and constantly create the space for themselves to go in and
really smart jump from Jay there. I think going back would probably have just gotten killed, and he was really low to the burst bomb, but knew to get out straight to a teammate. Oh, but Barry is going to be shutting down the push pretty much immediately. Going to be tap-shotting the 52.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, but Seafoam goes 2 down as well. Barry finds a third. Barry finds a fourth. And one man solos the entirety of Heller in this fight. Barry takes no prisoners, and Seafoam's gonna push ahead of mid. That is not what you want to see there. Excellent play.
Beautiful shots
and
going out for Barry.
Now Heller is pushed back out of mid. It's yet another choke point on a choke point filled map. They're gonna have to work through. The Tri-Strikes are coming out for both teams. Wavebreaker's not gonna do too much, but the shield pop that kills 3.
This is big right now. This is big. They just cannot down it.
Barry gets 1 though, and Barry is single-handedly slowing down the Rainmaker push until Wave can get him to move. And so because of that, despite a 3 kill, they might be able to defend the checkpoint. No, Max goes down.
This is going to be big. One jumps out as well. If they are capable of hopping this is going to be big. Fellow goes down. Stock can get 2.
Stock gets a crucial kill, but goes down to Max and Barry. They just have to hold to 29. You don't want to panic here. There's a defending crab tank. You have to be careful. Rainmaker's getting ready to push here. Splash not close to its crab. They need to put damage on the Rainmaker. Madness has to get this kill. He does it.
Get the lead.
And the Rainmaker goes through. That's the lead, and it looks like the push is going to go even further. It's only Barry trying to shut it down, getting pressured by this slosher. They're able to shoot the shield a bunch to buy time. They could probably pop it. They do. Grab the Rainmaker. Barry is in a fight. Barry did not grab. And the Rainmaker goes down.
Oh, Rainmaker goes down because of the shark coming from Stock.
What a heartbreaking way to lose it. I felt like they panicked. Going 4 down to the Rainmaker shield sucks there, but even if they clear that checkpoint, you have enough time for a second defense, but I feel like they just panicked. They were worried about losing that fight that, like, quickly.
Yeah.
And panicked. Tried to shut it down too fast and didn't have the resources to combat the crab tank. And that crab just, if you get the crab there, it clears everything. You have to have a special to deal with it. No main weapon going to be able to do it on its own. And
that's a big moment of tunnel vision right there, knowing that, oh my goodness, the lead's about to drop. Instead of waiting and painting, they played it very, very quick and just constantly threw themselves out to fight, which was really bad on their part. which was such a lead that they had too. And Heller played that perfectly, waiting for the opportunity and going in. And Stock punishing, I believe, 3. He got one way before, killed Madness, who dropped down behind the podium, and then killed the double headshot the Crab, which gave him the opportunity to push up. 4-0 on Heller. This is crazy.
Yeah, Seafoam is going to have to do one of the hardest things you could ever do in a tournament set. Reverse sweep in a best of 9. This is 5 consecutive wins in a row, by the way. 5 in a row. And to their credit, Seafoam's had some close matches, and especially that last game, you know, Rainmaker Shield Pop, unlucky, you know? You gotta pull the unlucky loss. You were winning pretty much until that happened. You had done basically perfect play, shut down every push, got a good push of your own, won team fights. You gotta keep the morale. If you were doing better that game, and even if you went one down, you know now how to play, how to beat them, and you can do it 5 times in a row. That being said, it's still hard mental-wise. Going down 4 sets is tough. It's a very uphill battle mentally, and you have a lot of pressure to do well. And that's tough. We're going to have to see what they can do. But Seafoam is not out of it yet. We hop into this Game 5 on Zone Sturgeon. Now we're going to see them block the same comp.
Okay, and switch off Stock on back to T-Tech. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like 52 is a mincemeat thing. Makes sense. The wall and Will are both very strong on that map. But not too much changes all around. That double tri-strike comp is mostly what we've been seeing. We'll see how it works within this game.
It's going to be very interesting to see. I want to see Seafoam bring this back. Oh, one goes down already on Heller. They need to take this opportunity and start pushing up and get in the zone. Already capping, and one pushes up. Madness gets another pick. That's going to be big.
Yeah, Seafoam pushing up here, gonna be able to trap someone on this left side. Max going for a different target though. Would have preferred they double team to take care of the splash. They're still able to get it, but definitely not as clean of a fight as they were hoping for. And this other splash is gonna have to just get out of the zone. There's no way they can hold it by themselves. They're gonna try to fight it, but I think that's a bad idea there. Better to just regroup and try to get that crab tank a little bit faster. Now as we see the enemy splash trying to get their crab in order to defend here. Both Eater and Crab Tank are very strong if you can take the opposing team's snipe, and that's the main thing we're going to see both teams trying to do. One set of tri-strikes comes out, the other tri-strikes are at the ready. This is one of the better maps to use tri-strike against Crab because of the limited terrain, but even then you see the Crab just rotates a little bit to the side, gets its fire mode off, and it's still able to break the enemy Crab even when it has all the strikes thrown at it. And that player is able to get a kill. Nice job from Madness. They push forward, able to find another kill onto the T-Tag. And the leader is backed off as the last player alive. Madness able to take that high ground, but they're trying to be a bit careful here. They know there's one front line unaccounted for, and they want to make sure they're not hiding behind them. They're going to push on this right side. Jay is going to go for Max. Max able to 180 flick him for the kill. Nice job there. Wave's going to be taking position on the right side here. That's going to put Shadow in a bit of an awkward spot. He's able to get out of there, but Max is kind of trapped in the E-Leader corner. Luckily, Wave going to back off, allow him to rotate to the left side of the map. Stock is sharking on the wall. Do they see him? Both crabs are popped.
Wait, they don't see him.
They're going to need to get a kill with these crabs or something if it's going to be worth the investment of both. But they don't. The tri-strikes and Wavebreaker come out. But the zone still hasn't flipped.
Madness is on zone right now. Can he get the pick? 2 go down on the side of Seafoam. He gets 1 though. He's stalling it out. Oh, gets punished by Wave. That's gonna be a big crucial pick.
Yeah, good fight win, but they needed that kill when the crabs happened rather than it being too late here. Max is going to try to hold the snipe, able to put some pressure, and Barry is able to find a quick kill on it. Has the Wavebreaker ready, wants to try to set that up near the zone. Gonna opt to put it on the high ground there. That'll reach most of the way into the left zone, but ooh, Max gets picked off first. It's gonna make it a bit more difficult. Jay goes down though.
Jay goes down.
Does the Wavebreaker hit the wall there? I think it does. That's actually really smart. Crab Tank comes out, but one of the other splashes dies. The second crab is not there as the follow-up. That first crab is just meant to set up the second one, but without the second one, it's gonna fall apart.
Props coming in. He gets 2. Can he get 3? He gets 3. This is gonna be big for them, even though they have zone though.
Yeah, the zone was at least flipped during that, I think.
Yeah, Seafoam had it. Seafoam had it.
Somehow Seafoam kept the zone throughout all that, so even though they won that fight, it's not going to be too much damage to them. And they're already going to be close to both of those crab tanks. I'm not quite sure how they let that zone flip. Splash on the wall here, trying to climb up, getting shot at, getting burst bombs thrown at him narrowly, avoiding danger, but does not heal. You have to heal before peeking the wall, especially if you're low to burst bombs. Max goes down.
This is going to be the big
and
play.
Madness is in the corner. Madness has to somehow stay alive. He does, able to jump, and now they lose their angle. Barry goes down. They're gonna have to try to clutch this. Madness gets a
Madness
kill.
with the kill. They just need to paint zone.
They're painting zone 2, go
Two
down.
down. And they get the goal. Stock gets the pick. Can he get another one? Oh, he gets 3. That's
They're
it.
able to hold it down, and that is the 5-0 from Heller.
5-0 sweep from Heller.
Definitely a lot of most close moments all around, but Heller able to pick up their second 5-0, and I believe they qualify at this point for the playoffs. I'm not sure who's second in terms of this group, but pretty sure that's it there, and they move on. So unfortunate set, but well fought from Seafoam, and Heller will be taking that one.